Welcome to the Crazy Alchemist podcast, where alchemy, occultism, and strange history come alive.
161 rooms, 2,000 doors, 10,000 windows, stairs that climb 13 steps and end at the ceiling, doors that open onto 8-foot drops, a house built for 38 years by a woman who never hired an architect and never explained why. Sarah Winchester inherited a rifle fortune in 1881 when her husband William died of tuberculosis. Their only child, Annie, had died at 39 days old, 15 years earlier. Sarah was 41, childless, and held a 50% stake in the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. The legend says she consulted a Boston medium named Adam Coons, who told her the spirits of everyone killed by Winchester rifles were coming for her. Move west, build a house, never stop building or the ghosts will take you too. It is a good story. There is no evidence it happened. The name Adam Coons appears in no Boston directories from that decade. No letter, no diary entry, no newspaper account places Sarah at any seance. Historian Mary Jo Ignoffo spent years searching for documentation and found none. Sarah's longtime companion said after her death that she was not superstitious. The medium story appeared after Sarah died, when the property opened for tours and someone needed a reason to sell tickets. In 1886, Sarah bought an 8-room farmhouse near San Jose, California, and began expanding it. Construction ran day and night. Between 10 and 22 carpenters worked at any given time, paid above the going rate. She directed every addition herself, sketching plans on scraps of paper. Rooms were built around other rooms. Wings were added and sealed off. There was no master plan. For 20 years, the house grew. Then, at 5:12 a.m. on April 18, 1906, the San Francisco earthquake hit. The top 3 stories of the house's 7-story tower collapsed, most of the chimneys fell, an entire wing was destroyed. Sarah was trapped in a bedroom when a falling chimney jammed the door. Workers freed her within hours. Her response changed everything about the house. She ordered the damaged front 30 rooms bricked shut. The grand ballroom, the tower, the most ornate rooms she had built were sealed and never entered again. She kept building, but only at the back. This is the fact that reframes the entire mystery. The stairs that lead to ceilings once led to upper floors that no longer exist. The doors that open onto drops once opened onto balconies that collapsed. The chimneys that stop mid-floor once connected to rooms that were destroyed and sealed. Most of the house's famous oddities are scars from 1906, not deliberate design. But not all of them. A staircase climbs 44 steps and rises only 10 feet. Each step is about 2 inches high. The skeptics say it was for her arthritis. That makes sense. She also installed elevators later. But a 44-step staircase that rises 10 feet was built before the earthquake, and so were the rooms within rooms. The number 13 appears everywhere. 13 panes in windows, 13 steps in staircases, 13 hooks in a closet, 13 gas jets in the chandelier, 13 drain holes in the kitchen sink. The tour guides say it proves an occult obsession. Ignoffo calls it embellishment. The 13s are physically countable. The motive behind them is not. For decades, the house's stained glass windows were attributed to Tiffany. In 2019, restoration workers found an envelope hidden behind a wall, postmarked 1894, from a San Francisco studio called the Pacific American Decorative Company. The windows were never Tiffany. One window is Sarah's own design, a spider web with 13 colored stones. She had it installed in a wall that receives almost no sunlight. A second window, designed to cast rainbow light through prismatic crystals, was placed in a room with no exterior exposure at all. The windows cannot do what they were designed to do. Whether that was intentional or accidental depends on what you believe about Sarah Winchester, and what you believe depends on evidence that does not exist. The room the tour calls the Séance Room has one entrance and 3 exits. The bell tower next to it was said to ring at midnight, calling spirits. The house's own records say the bell called workmen to their shifts. Ignoffo found that the room appears in some documents as the gardener's bedroom. Building to confuse spirits is not an American invention. In China, spirit screens stand inside entrance gates because evil spirits can only travel in straight lines. In Bali, every compound has an aling-aling wall behind the gate for the same reason. In Bhutan, carved phalluses hang from house eaves to ward off evil, a tradition from a 15th century Buddhist saint. In Ireland, road construction has been diverted around fairy forts at considerable expense. In 1999, a motorway in County Clare was rerouted to avoid a single hawthorn bush. If Sarah built to confuse ghosts, she was working in a tradition older than any building on the American continent. The only full-length biography based on primary sources, Ignoffo's Captive of the Labyrinth, found no evidence of seances, mediums, or spiritualist beliefs. Sarah's friends described her as rational. Her primary financial interest was philanthropy. The paranormal investigator Joe Nickell argued the house's oddities come from 3 things: arthritis, the earthquake, and 38 years of building without an architect. Those explanations are strong. They cover most of the evidence. They do not explain why a rational woman spent 38 years and the equivalent of $71 million building a house with 161 rooms she could never use. They do not explain why the windows were placed where no light reaches them. They do not explain why she sealed 30 rooms and kept building elsewhere for 16 more years. Sarah Winchester died on September 5, 1922. The carpenters stopped. The house was auctioned 3 months later. The medium story and the ghost story entered the tourist script around then. They have not left it since. The rooms she sealed after the earthquake were still sealed when she died. Some are sealed today. 24,000 people visit every month. They walk through the stairs to nowhere and hear the legend. The house does not clarify which version it prefers. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to the Crazy Alchemist channel and leave a comment about the strangest building you have visited. We will be back soon with more from the edges of history.
If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to visit crazyalchemist.com for more intriguing content and follow Crazy Alchemist on Instagram and Facebook to stay connected.